All right. Let's get into the guy that honestly looks more and more like he might potentially be our next quarterback next year here.
Jeez.
We'll see if it is the case. The rumors are heating up here with Aaron Rodgers to the Giants. They're getting warm, roasty, toasty over here. We previously reported that Aaron Rodgers had contacted the New York Giants. It's now been reported that his camp has contacted them multiple times. I think Aaron Rodgers just want to move. I think that's what it's about.
Yeah, he did.
I really do.
He
likes New York.
No, he's like, got a 3-year lease on this apartment.
Oh, I'm sure he's got a house.
Yeah, got a 3-year lease on this house.
He's got a 3-year lease in this cave full of mushrooms.
He's going spelunking.
Oh gosh. Friend of the show, Connor Hughes of SNY said, the Giants have had internal discussions regarding Aaron Rodgers. It is something that they are considering per sources, as others have said. However, and this is important phrasing, I would not characterize this as Rodgers being their top option or fallback after missing Matthew Stafford. The Giants are considering several options in free agency, Rodgers amongst them. Regarding Rodgers himself, he's made it clear that he values a team that values him, which that's just weird. I'm sorry, I got to stop that for a second. He values a team that values him. Like, what, you need to be pampered and coddled? Like, seriously, you're 41 years old? Stop it.
41, right? Yeah.
Stop it. You're my age. Like, it's different when you're coddling a young quarterback. You're trying to protect him from his psyche. You're Aaron freaking Rodgers. Been in this league for 2 decades. Stop.
Yeah.
I think he was drafted in like 05. So I think legit it's been like 20 years now. I want to say it was the year after Eli, so like.
Yeah, it was right. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Probably around there. But anyway, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, he says he also loves New York. Sure, he preferred not to move. Hey, you were right. And then he says he's also a huge fan of Malik Nabers. If this did ever come to fruition, Davante Adams likely part of the deal. Cooper Kupp was going to come with Stafford, New York. Adams, not a bad compliment to Nabers. The Giants and members of their coaching staff have touched base with former members of Jets coaching staff to discuss working with Rodgers the last 2 years. They've received rave reviews. Public perception of Aaron Rodgers, the person, teammate, very different from those who worked with him. And this is why I've said all along in this whole thing. Like, listen, he's not my top choice. Just not my top choice. And I'll say it. I cannot say it enough. But you could do worse, guys.
Yeah.
You could do worse. Like, coming off a major injury last year, by the way, guys, was hands down better than any quarterback we attempted to use. Hands down. Hands down, feet down, everything down.
But it's also not saying much.
No. But people are acting like he's washed. I don't think he's washed. I think his personality was the issue, and the some of the, like going to Cairo during the camp and all that kind of stuff. And I think there was definitely issues with him and the coaching staff, even though, obviously Connor, who's got I want him in front, has better, knowledge from the inside of the Jets camp than we do, obviously, but he's saying otherwise. But I don't know.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's like we were talking about this before. We're talking about quarterbacks and free agents. Is that Aaron Rodgers, he did look stiff coming back, but that's to be expected to come back off an Achilles injury, which it's absolutely at his age, he came back. Kudos to him because I've ruined some careers. You gotta love both sides. He did look stiff. He got a lot of those yards, a lot of those completions, and some garbage time. Let's face it. But he's also playing with the
garbage time of the year.
It's pretty much the year. So, yeah.
But
you also have to remember he played with an offensive line that was worse than the Giants, way worse than the Giants.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, Jets had one of the worst offensive lines last year.
I'm just saying, when's the last time you heard that phrase? Going to the Giants be a better offensive line for him.
Significantly better.
But I'm just saying, when have you seen that?
So
that's insanity. By the way, I think confirmed it is 2005 is when he was.
It was. Yeah. 2005. So I believe he'd be 42 at the beginning of this
season. Let's see. He turns 42 in December. So we just turned 41.
So you also have to think about like father time. How much is that playing to injury and not playing in garbage time with the bad offensive line. You improve it. Like, there's the Tom Brady's out there, but then again, you also got some guys take a big step back at like 37, 38. Obviously, Aaron, he's proved himself into 40, didn't hurt himself. So, like I said, there's worse options, and you probably don't have to spend a crazy amount of money because he probably knows he's on his way out.
Yeah. And I mean, if you just look at how he ended the season, okay, I'm going to go through the last 5 games. Okay. His last 5 games, his average per game, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I would take a game like that in a heartbeat. I'm a Giant. That's like, we're used to like 112 yards and one touchdown.
Yeah.
It's like, if we get a touchdown even.
Point. Like, you want to say the average of like probably the last 5 games for the Giants was like probably 160 yards passing with like 1.2 touchdowns a game.
Because we got that Colts game. Don't forget the Colts game.
Well, I'm including that in there.
We had 5 touchdowns that one game. It's insanity.
With like 1.3 touchdowns a game and like 1.5 interceptions.
So sad. So sad. But yeah, like I said, to me, I look at him as if his head's on right. And I do think, like I said, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I do think he will do the right thing in New York, at least for a time period, because he just wants to change his image, his public image. And he knows this is probably his last chance to do that before he retires. If there's one thing about egomaniacs, being one myself, I can assure you, people that are egomaniacs want people to like them. Because they want to say, I'm so wonderful, and you're all need to notice how wonderful I am. Here, let me show you how wonderful I am. Look, I did this because I'm wonderful.
Yeah, I don't think he cares that much about the off-field stuff, more so on the field. I think he's still going to do spelunking cave dives. He doesn't care. He found, a religion in mushrooms. It is what it is. There's some people that just, that's what they do. That's fine. Do you. That's cool. If you come on to the Giants and you throw for, 4,500 yards and then, 20-something touchdowns with like 8 interceptions, I'm cool with that. Eat all the mushrooms you want. Because you're going to be 42 by the time the career's over.
I'm curious, though. Like, is like is he near some of the big-time players as far as stats? So he's 5th in touchdowns, passing touchdowns. He's 7th in passing yards. Where is he at here? Let's see here. He needs 5 touchdowns to beat Brett Favre. Well, I wonder if that's what it is.
Be the best Green Bay to retire.
Because 5 touchdowns. If you listen, you better be able to get 5 touchdowns next year if you play for the Giants. After him is Peyton Manning when he would need another 36. So I wouldn't say it's impossible, but not likely to get that next year. And then passing yards wise, if he got 3 more passing yards, he's going to end up beating Phillip Rivers and Ben Roethlisberger, being number 5 overall. So yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe he just wants to extend his career to be on the record books like that. That's possible too. That wouldn't shock me.
Yeah. And you're talking about egomaniac, that also doesn't care because he's sitting there gobbling up the terrible, dirty ass mushrooms. There you go. The mushrooms told me to get the all-time yards. Blah.
See, John says, will Aaron wear 8 or 12? 8 is not good for him. Maybe that's why he sucked on the Jets. And if he wears 8 for the Giants, we'll have flashbacks of Daniel Jones. LOL. Yeah, I don't think he's going to wear number 8. I think he would go back to number 12 because number 12 is definitely up for grabs. What's his name that we got? Was it Cody Latimer? Was that the receiver that a couple of years ago wore number 12 for the Giants?
I was trying to think who had 12.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen it in the last couple of years, like on a prominent player. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, Darren Waller. Darren Waller was number 12. So yeah, we've seen a couple of guys, so it's obviously available. I don't know if somebody's wearing it last year, but it's definitely available. I would definitely do that over 8. That's for sure. Tony says, for the Giants' sake, I would hope he wouldn't join the team. The potential for the Giants is starting on the upswing again. Nabers is solid. Defense is good. O-line needs some work and a better running back. I don't know. Like I said, we need a quarterback.
Yeah.
Sometimes desperate measures, do happen. Like Big Blue in the Bronx says, "What's up, fellas? What's up, Big Blue?" Again, guys, if you haven't already, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and Big Blue in the Bronx there. Great coverage on New York sports teams in general, not just the Giants, but definitely Giants are part of it there. But Yankees, Mets, Jets, all the New York teams there. John Anderson says, go all in to get Adams and Kupp if we get Aaron Rodgers. I don't think we're like I think we're trying to win a ring here. That's like a ring kind of winning move. Like getting Adams is just a way to appease Aaron Rodgers to a certain degree, which is part of why, to be very frank, I don't like that part of the move. It's like the Jets did a lot of appeasing of Rodgers. How'd that work out?
Yeah. They're supposed to win in the Super Bowl and they barely won.
Yeah. No. John says, Aaron played better at the end of the year. His injury is finally getting better. I think he will play better now. It depends. It's the age. You never know.
That's what I'm
saying. You don't. But you also got to consider the fact that he didn't play basically at all for the first couple of years. Like he basically sat on the bench for, let's see here. Where's
3-4 years behind?
I want to say 3. Yeah, 3 years. 3 years on the bench there. And, really didn't play till he was 25 years old. Which is scary to think about. He sat for 3 years, and he's still going to end up, if he plays another year, top 5 in passing yards and passing touchdowns. Imagine where he would have been if he had played those years.
Yeah, but also he may have not been the same player.
He may not have. I'm just saying, though, it's one of those what-if kind of scenarios there, John says, mushrooms or shrooms on my pizza? Mushrooms, yes. Shrooms, no.
Depends on what kind of night you want.
Once Aaron gets the records, he'll be like, ouch, my leg. I got to sit out the rest of the season.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.